Before the fog, before the chainsaws, before the legends, Halloween Horror Nights was just a wild experiment called Fright Nights. But from the first year in 1991, Universal Orlando discovered something terrifying. People wanted to be scared. And the rest? Well, that's history. Welcome to HHN Quick Track, where we race through the dark history of Halloween Horror Nights. I'm Backtrack Parks, and I love Halloween Horror Nights. It's not just an event, it's a tradition, a community. And let's be honest, it's a bit of an obsession. On this channel, we'll dig into the history, the haunted houses, the icons, and everything in between. If you're a fan of HHN or just spooky history, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join me on this twisted ride. Alright, let's backtrack. Universal Studios Florida had only been open for about a year when someone had this bright idea: what if we turned the park into a haunted playground after dark? So in October of 1991, Universal hosted the very first Halloween event. But it wasn't called Horror Nights yet. It was called Fright Nights. It ran for just 3 nights. That's right, October 25th, 26th, and the 31st. Tickets cost about $12.95, and guests got to experience Universal in a whole new way. Monsters roaming the streets, live shows, and one haunted house tucked inside the Jaws Q building. That house was called the Dungeon of Terror. Now let's be honest, the Dungeon of Terror wasn't the mega production houses that we know today. But it had cobwebs, coffins, actors popping out of the dark, and most importantly, it proved people would actually pay to be scared at a theme park. That first year was a success, and Universal knew they had something special. Year 2 brought some big changes. First off, the name. Fright Nights was out, and Halloween Horror Nights was officially born. In 1992, HHN ran for 5 nights instead of 3. The Dungeon of Terror returned, but with improvements. It was bigger, scarier, and laid the foundation for what a Universal haunted house could be. This was also the year the streets really started to come alive. Scare actors roamed freely through certain zones, chasing guests, and creating that electricity in the air that's now a signature part of HHN. Imagine being in the park in 1992, not knowing that scare actors could chase you. For a lot of people, this was their first experience with that kind of immersive scare. While HHN 2 was still small compared to what we know today, you could feel the energy building. Horror Nights wasn't just an experiment anymore. It was quickly becoming a tradition. And that wraps up our journey through the first 2 years of Halloween Horror Nights history. From 1991's little 3-night experiment called Fright Nights, to 1992's expansion into Halloween Horror Nights 2, with its very first haunted houses, live shows, and the beginning of the chaos that we know today. Universal was already planting the seeds of something huge. What started as a small gamble has already become a yearly tradition that fans couldn't get enough of. The scares, the creativity, the late-night energy. It all set the stage for the event to grow bigger, bolder, and bloodier with every passing year. Now I know this episode was on the shorter side, but that's because these early years were just the groundwork. Don't worry though, because starting with 1993, things really explode. We'll dive even deeper into the haunted houses, the shows, the ticket prices, and all the wild details that turned HHN into the legend that it is today. So stick around, because next time we're diving into Halloween Horror Nights 3, a year packed with insane live shows, unforgettable houses, and the real start of HHN's golden age. If you enjoyed this trip back in time, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Backtrack Parks, and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when the next ride through HHN history goes live. Until then, stay spooky, and I'll see you on the next ride.